Well, as you have seen at much discussion today, the unions are floating the idea of a 4-day work week. Now, I'm going to say most Australians, when presented with this idea, are probably going to like it. Why? Because if it means 4 days and 3 and they don't run a business, but if you are running a business, and this is a show that understands the difficulties and the strains and the worry of small business, then these ideas just make your head explode. The unions, however, say that this is the future. So I suppose why not? We've got $1 trillion in debt. We'll eventually sort of follow the Greece model when it comes to debt. So why not follow the old Greek model of a little sleep in the middle of the day, or maybe just a 4-day work week?
It's good because workers' performance improve. They're healthier. They're more likely to stay in the job. They're less likely to get burnt out. And from companies' perspective, they're more productive in the time that they're there. So this is not something that's a cost. This is actually something that's about more fairly sharing in the benefits of productivity, making sure it just doesn't go to big business profits, but that workers see a fair share too.
Profits. Of course, the problem is that the Labor Party has created a system where you have to have a huge percentage of your lifetime income in superannuation, which, of course, largely, for most of your working life, is invested in the share market, which, of course, is affected by the profits of companies. But whatever, the whole point is you're only supposed to work for the government, right? But bugger how it actually works. It's a great idea. You stand in front of it. You're anti-work. You know the game. And I've had 4-day weeks. They're great. All right? But I wouldn't want to be running a small business. But I cannot believe it is now o'clock at night that anyone is bothering to point out what the other shoe to drop is with the ideas in and around a 4-day week. If we have a 4-day work week, we would, of course, have a 3-day weekend. And what happens on the weekend? Penalty rates. So the union movement is single-handedly trying to shorten the amount of working hours that people have to do, but you keep the same money. Of course, then, whatever you do, if you have a business that is open 7 days, well, you're going to need whoever works on the weekend and maybe work an extra day, and the penalty rates, they all rack up. That is the actual idea that is going to be pushed here. That is the actual idea that the ACTU has put on the table. But again, it's now o'clock at night, and all the people who've had the conversations, the press conference, all the rest of it, now o'clock at night is the first time somebody's actually talking about what they're really trying to do. But we'll see what happens next week. But back to the greatest Prime Minister of all time. Now, he has said, not to the 4-day work week, right? But that said, the unions are the ones in charge of the Labor Party. They are the bother boys and girls when it comes to elections. They're the biggest donors. They're 50% of the say. They're the ones turning around telling the Labor Party what they have to do. In exchange, every single MP in the Labor Party is a member of a union. Oh, but no, it's a completely terrible idea. Nothing we're going to see here. Just like the negative gearing stuff. We all know where this is going to go. It might seem like the craziest of ideas in 2025, but by 2030 it'll be, why didn't we do this earlier? So the Prime Minister, to his credit, at least today, said, man, not quite. But he then decided to heap a little bit of praise on his favourite subject, himself. Because, you see, he is not he's not like us. We are lucky to be in his presence. Because while the 40-hour work week or the 5-day work week, or God forbid you push a little bit into the sixth day of work, you are nothing compared to the greatest and hardest worker in Australia. Just ask him.
This week's roundtable, the ACTU is pushing for a 4-day work week. Is that an idea you support?
I wouldn't mind a 6-day and 23-hour work week myself, rather than 24/7.
Now, okay, I'm not going to pretend that it probably feels like 24/7 when you're the Prime Minister, but he's got fairly large chunks of time that are downtime, and we pay whether he's on the phone or whether he's on the cans, right? Like, remember when, of course, all of those Teal MPs, they were just coming over for a couple of drinks, bit of a chat at the lodge, that's 24/7 work. What about when he's playing cricket at Kirribilli? That's 24/7 work. What about when he gets flown around on the jet that he apparently affectionately names after his dog? 24 hours a day. And how was he 24/7ing today? Well, he was in Brisbane. And what's happening in Brisbane right now? The wonderful Ekka, the annual show where the country comes to the city. This was 24/7 work. And again, if you thought you worked hard today, get over yourself, because this bloke works harder than all of us. Here's the tape to prove it.
You can test a bit there. Yeah, Harvey, mate. Yeah, Harvey, mate. Part of the world.
Perfect. And as long as you just keep moving down.
You've done this before, boy.
Moving down.
There you go. Very good.
Whew, who could keep up this schedule? And how did the media report on that? Look, every politician does it. It's just turning around and wrapping yourself for, 24/7. Oh, I've been doing this for 3 and a bit years. That's why everyone loves me. Seriously. He's got more tickets on himself than Taylor Swift can sell in a year. Oh, yeah, he went to that as well. This was one of the reporting from one of the major news websites, which, among other things, Albo delights the crowd. Fair dinkum. Again, if it was another politician saying, oh, I'm 24/7, they'd be right up them, like a rat up a drain pipe. Oh, but this is the special, amazing, wonderful Albanese. Long may he reign, and may he work harder than the rest of us each and every day. Pull the other one, it plays jingle bells, mate.